I want to introduce you to a very special person, Captain Neal.
Thank you.
Uh, he's with Fishing with American Finance, a nonprofit organization that gives back to the veteran and military community. Can you tell us a little bit about all the stuff that you do for our community?
Sure. So, Fishing with America's Finest, I started in 2008. I was reading that we were losing 22 veterans a day, 22 Americans, and I couldn't believe that number. I actually picked up my phone and added it up, and it was over 7,000 Americans a year, and nobody was talking about it. And so, loving our country, being a patriot, loving the people that provide the freedoms that we have, I felt I needed to do something. I needed to do something to try to curb these numbers and have our veterans find some of that peace that they so bravely fought for. And my idea was to introduce the outdoors, all the beauty that's out here. For years, I've been an angler my entire life. And anglers always talked about that you could clearly see where God put his hand out here in this beautiful environment. And I wanted to share that along with all the different elements of fishing with our veterans, piscatorial therapy, fishing therapy, in hopes of them finding that peace.
As a veteran myself, I want to thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
You know, this is a magical place for sure. And I firmly believe that this kind of therapy works so much better than just being medicated and going the wrong path. So, yes, connecting back with nature and, enjoying fishing and be part, you know, connecting with other veterans and just being here and enjoying a relaxing afternoon that can take you away a little bit from your problems and all the noise. It's great.
Being at peace.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to highlight your organization.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'd like to thank you for your service to our country. And I'd like to thank all the veterans, because without our veterans, we wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to fish. We wouldn't be able to be out here and enjoy this environment. And it's because of all of you. And for myself and all our volunteers of Fishing with America's Finest, we thank you.
Oh my God, I'm crazy. So Thaddeus was like, oh no, your pumps are broken. Whoop, I got tools. And he said, you got tools? I was like, well, yeah, I don't have fishing tools, but I had an air pump. He said, oh wow, you're a woman with tools. I was like, yeah, I just don't talk to me about fishing, but I can definitely bring you tools.
Not just catching them, catch them, photograph them, let them go, let them grow. Grow.
Oh, okay.
Well, what was that? Grow.
I thought if it go, I would catch him.
No.
You said let him go.
No.
Bye, let him go.
Let me. Wait, I believe you ordered a turkey sandwich.
I did.
Okay.
I got everybody order a turkey sandwich.
But we're not eating fish today, guys. Catch and release.
Okay, catch and release. Let me get that in my head.
Listen, do you know who you remind me of? Your mother. Okay, now give me. Yeah. Your mama.
Your mama.
Okay. All right, you're in. Come on, mama. That doesn't hurt him at all. Someone's turning blue. Where you at? Here, mama. Come on, that thing's gonna die though, dude. You're under. Reel. Hold on, reel, 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 reel. Right here. On this side, this side. Go over here. Captain Neal! Captain Neal!
I got whatever.
Real. You got pictures?
Wow, that's beautiful, Neil. That's beautiful colors.
Oh, you got one over here too.
Oh, we got one over here on the other side.
Captain Neal.
Hey, is that
Captain
fish
Neal.
Captain Neil. Captain Jim in the house.
What you talking about? What you talking about?
Oh, nice. All right. Here we go.
And it's Lorena. He just changes my name.
You're telling me your name ain't Laura?
No, it's Lorena, honey, but it's okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Don't worry, Neil. I'll save her.
Leave her alone. She's mine. Ah. Remember, baby? Remember when your boy helped you? Yeah. Uh-huh. Because she was trained.
I did. I trained her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're really good. You have to go under in a minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did it. Oh, you got it. Yeah, you're rolling in. Yeah, what a good girl.
Ready? Pull hard. Pull hard. Uh-huh.
Me too. I like it. You got him in the tent. All right.
Right?
I got my fish.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Okay, he's holding his breath now. Remember that.
I just want to go back in.
Oh my God! Oh, easy, net, get the net. Hold on, no, easy. No, hold on now.
She's got it. Get her.
We need the net for our fish.
Oh, wow.
She's
Oh,
never fished before. Turn.
it's the fish. He's trying to run.
Hold on now. Hold on. Here, hold on now.
It's got a giant.
No, don't do that, Marilyn. Marilyn, don't do that. Don't do that. Let it get on the rod. Go on. Go. Come here. Watch out, you guys. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out, you guys. Everybody pivot. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, dude. Oh, Marilyn got. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on.
Look at that.
I lost my sandal.
You did?
I lost my sandal. Oh, it's
Hey, so listen. I want y'all to turn around, okay? And we're gonna yell, okay? You ready? You ready? Ready, you guys? You ready?
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Right here. Captain Neal.
That's a big little one.
Let me tell you, this is some work, man. When I go home, I sleep like a baby. Watch this, Jimbo. You're gonna like this. careful, baby.
He's gonna want us to clean this thing afterwards.
I'm hoping that at least you guys can help me wash it down with some soap and wax.
Wax. I'm gonna show you wax.
You didn't read the bottom line, did you? Fine print.
What's on? What's on?
You
Fine, you made sure everybody
You
signed
sign, baby.
Yeah.
You sign.
I don't know what is he doing,
Oh.
but
Tell us the story.
is he laying?
Once I get it going, there we go. Watch this. Check this out, Momo.
Is that the Band-Aid?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
You got show.
Oh, just slap you across your neck.
I was your model.
you been there before?
I haven't been this way before, yes.
The Band-Aid?
Yes.
Like sticky?
I cut myself just doing that.
Check it out. Gauze. And it actually has antibiotic stuff on it. Natural. And then, look at this, Laura.
Pass it down.
Then give it back. Bring it back.
Exactly what I do.
Here, pass it back.
Okay, Laura.
Pass it back.
Okay, pass it back, Laura.
I'm certified. Come
Put
on,
your
Dad.
hand out. Put your hand out. And then if you got a wound, right, you got a boo-boo, put the gauze on there.
Where's that finger? Let's put it on your finger.
Oh. That's something good to know.
Don't move.
Right.
Bandage.
Yay!
Summer camp fishing with the kids. And I would get kids that didn't like to fish, right? And then I bring them out there and I show them some magic. And then they're like, I love fishing. Then their moms are like, dude, why'd you teach him how to teach him or her how to fish? Now they want a pole, they want gloves, they want shirts, they want a tackle box. But I think we'll just think how easy that makes it around Christmas, because all you gotta do is buy a bunch of fishing stuff. Y'all ready? We're gonna bump this thing up. Right there, by those pads. Come on, Mama, reel. What you doing?
She real. Not on
Here,
my
let
back.
me see yours. Because it's gonna have people with it.
Cece, go this way. Yeah, take me this way. I mean, she ready to take my head off.
You want to get hooked?
Oh, it's all right.
What?
Get him.
Come on. You sure you want to do this? You sure?
Uh-oh.
Get him.
Oh,
Get him, Mom. Get him.
oh baby!
Go, baby, go. Get him.
Mo! That's what I'm talking about.
We're beating you up. I'm sorry. Just letting you know.
Mo!
Yes.
That's what I like to see, my brother. And typically how I like to target largemouth bass and some peacock bass, and typically how I like to target them is I like to use something smaller, usually a 2,500 or 3,000 reel. I usually like to go with a pretty light line, anything between 10 to 12 pound test fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon is a line that it's super hard, it's abrasion resistant, and it's invisible in the water, so the fish can't see it. I believe it greatly increases your fish hookups, 5 to 1 versus other lines. Um, I like the reason I like a smaller reel is it's really light, it's easy to maneuver, and it makes catching these fish on the lighter tackle a lot of fun. So I like to use a smaller hook, and the reason I like to use very small hooks is because I find that the bigger hooks, um, basically, it's almost like an anchor, if you would. You put too big a hook in a fish's mouth, especially when you're using live bait or even artificials, and it dampers the way that the live bait swims or your artificial lure swims. And companies pay millions of dollars to create these artificial lures and plastics to make them look lifelike. And when you use these big giant hooks, it destroys that action. So today we're going to be using a really small hook. Um, I like different companies. I like a really sharp hook. And another thing I love to use is the only color hooks I like to use is black. Um, I find that they don't give off a lot of glare or reflection, and so the fish can't see them. And my favorite knot I like to do is a polymer knot. And how you tie that is so you go through one way, okay, and then you go back through the other way. You pull your line and you do a loop, like so. And then you take your double open line and you pull it through the opening of your loop. You open it up and you can put whatever you want through there. You can do this with a lure or a hook. So you pull that through your loop and you start to cinch it. Now, very important, you can generally we use saliva, but in this case we'll just, since we have it right there, we'll use a little water. And I like to lubricate the line. And what that does is if you just cinch down dry line, it'll actually burn it. And it'll weaken your line. And when you finally get that big fish that you've been waiting to bite all day, your line will break. So, and then generally what I like to do is I cut it really close. I always like to leave a little bit of the tag in because that allows for a little bit of slippage. And then I'll pull real good. And then I might even go in and just clean it up a little bit. Okay? And so there's 2 ways you can fish the live bait. One, you could just fish it like this, which is called free lining. And it's the most natural of all the live bait presentations. That's where you take your live bait and you would put it on the hook and it would swim without a bobber. Okay, so that's one way you could do it. And then the other way you could do it is you can attach a bobber to your line. And then it's very important when you're attaching your bobber, you just don't put your bobber anywhere, because if you put your bobber too shallow, then the fish see it. So you want to give yourself, and it depends also the depth of water you're fishing. So if you're fishing a couple feet, if you're fishing 3 feet of water, I would suggest putting that bobber down about 24 inches, 2 feet, so it stays it stays off the bottom. You never want your bait to come in contact with the bottom. And then what I'll do is I'll feed the line through one of the bottom hooks on the bobber. You got to make sure that clicks in there, like so. And then you feed your line up, and you get the depth that you want. And what is a bobber? A bobber is basically a strike indicator. It's to let you know that you have a bite. And also, a bobber is an excellent tool because a lot of times if you free line, you're in heavy grass or whatever, You don't want your live bait burying itself into the grass. So the bobber, one, can become a strike indicator, which obviously when it goes under lets you know that there's a fish biting your line. And two, it can prevent that fish from going down in the grass and hiding from the bait, from the fish that we're trying to catch. And then there's different ways you can hook a live bait. So you have your dorsal fin right here on the live bait. A lot of people will hook the bait behind the dorsal fin like so. Like so. And then he'll swim along the surface. Okay? My favorite way to hook the bait is I like to go from the bottom lip, come up, and come out of one of his nostrils. This is my favorite way to hook it. And then another way is you can also hook it back here near its anus, like so, and the fish will swim down. So those are the three different ways to fish the live bait, and the most effective. So, and another thing, guys, when we throw this out with the bobber, or if we're free lining, what you want to do is you're going to see all this loose line. You're going to see either your bobber go under, or you're going to start to see your line move. What you want to do is you want to pick up all this loose line that's sitting out, that's just hanging there like this. You want to pull up. You realize that you're getting a bite. You want to reel up what we call all this slack line. And then once your line goes tight, you want to set the hook. And you want to do that with a very firm motion. Okay? And another thing is once you get this fish on the rod, I see a lot of people that pull off and they're pumping this fish. And though that's great, maybe offshore and you're trying to pull, but out here, what you want to do is you want to set the hook, let the rod load up, okay? And if you look, you can see the end of the rod. It's made to keep tension on that fish, and it's made to put a lot of pressure on it. And these are some of the tips that I think are very beneficial and I've learned over the years.